escaping through. Fighter jets went after them, and many of them were killed. More than 44. Their weapons and ammunition were recovered. So this wasn't just the attacked and left. It was the attacked, field, ran, and were wiped out completely. Now ask yourself this question. Why do some people shout about attacks by bandits and terrorists but go quiet when these same criminals are defeated? Why push fear when the result actually shows strength and control? No country fighting terrorism is free from attacks. What truly defines a nation is not the attack itself, but how it responds and whether it finishes the job. And Nigeria responded strongly. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the system has changed. The military. Welcome to Truth Unveiled, and this one is simple. To some people, it shows strength and control. No country fighting terrorism is free from attacks. What truly defines a nation is not the attack itself, but how it responds and whether it finishes the job. And Nigeria responded strongly. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the system has changed. The military no longer just defends and explains. It defends, pursues, and finishes the job precisely. When fear is spread carelessly, it doesn't just scare Nigerians. It sends the wrong message to the world. It shakes the confidence of foreign investors. It discourages local businesses from expanding and creating jobs. And in the end, it helps terrorists achieve what they fail to do on the ground, damaging trust, stability, and progress without firing a single shot. So facts matter, and the facts are this. They came to take over, and they failed. They ran, they were chased, they were defeated, and that is the full story. This is Truth Unveiled, where clarity matters and fear is not allowed to rewrite facts. My name is Osigo Moikiroda, and I am the principal and CEO of Bush Radio Academy.
Okay, so I thought that we should just hear this because it's very pertinent, especially when we are having a conversation that relates to what the ADC is saying about what Nigeria needs to get better. Now, there is one more thing that I need us to take a listen to. This one is very well. That's my friend, though, by the way. And now this one is very, very pertinent. Many a time we are very clear on calling on the number one, the 001, Mr. President Tinubu, or whoever is sitting on that seat as the issue that we have in this country. But maybe after taking a listen to this, you might really understand where Nigeria's problem really lies.
And you're wondering why I'm upset. Why will I not be upset? Like, for real, this woman is vexing me. I'm really upset. You know why? Because I just cannot help but wonder, what is my own lawmaker doing? What is your lawmaker doing? I don't get it. I've been wondering, where is she getting all the money from? Only for me to see several articles online that earlier this year, Tinubu increased the constituency development allocations for lawmakers drastically. For rep members, it went from 100 million per year to at least 1 billion per year, depending on their ranking. And for the senators, you know how we used to talk about how they are embezzling 200 million naira meant for the development of their constituencies? Well, Tinubu has increased it to at least 2 billion per senator. That is to say that the high-ranking senators, let's just go on their website. Okay, you will see on the screen. You know how we have the minority leaders, the majority leaders, the Senate presidents, the deputy Senate president. Those are the leaders of the Senate. Those ones, they allegedly are getting 10 billion to develop their constituencies, and some of them are getting way more than that 10 billion. My people, what has your senator done with his or her 2 billion meant to develop your constituency? And if your lawmaker is a leader, you should ask them, did they get 10 billion? Ask first and foremost, did they get 10 billion in your name? And what have they done with this money? Even if it is not up to 10 billion, hey, Logogonongba, how much were they given? Ask your House of Rep members what they've done with the 1 billion that they collected in your name. By the way, she's not the only lawmaker from Kogi. What are the other lawmakers? From Kogi, what are they doing? Kogi people who that are not from Kogi Central. Yawasi, are your lawmakers doing as well as this woman? People of Kogi Central, by the way, I'm so happy for you, because with this 2 billion, your lawmaker has done so many projects. She has empowered people with 100 electric cars, deep freezers, sewing machine, farm tools for over 2,000 people in her constituency. She has provided drones to young professionals and various universities across the country, 2,000 solar powered street lights across 30 kilometers of road. She has built new schools. She has renovated so many of your existing schools. She has fixed so many of your roads, even federal roads. She has built new roads, 8 brand new transformers, built a new police station, built living quarters for the policemen and women, provided 40 solar powered water tanks for people to drink water, built a 30-bed admission capacity maternity, built brand new primary school, brand new secondary school, and so on and so forth. Haba! Why can't the rest of them have the fear of God? What happened to the fear of God? Hey, Beruolong. This woman has done all these things and she's still doing projects in other states. So why would I be upset? I don't even know anything that my lawmaker has done. What I don't understand is, even if these people want to embezzle money, why should you touch the money meant for the development of the constituency? It's the constituency that you are representing. Because these billions that we are talking about is different from their salaries and several allowances. So how is that not enough for them? Why should they still pocket this money that is meant to develop their constituency? I'm so upset right now. It's not even funny.
All right. Okay, now this is not a broadcast to shame. This is not a broadcast to make it seem as though, the president is exonerated. Yes, Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the #1 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But then again, before Tinubu was, there was corruption. Before Tinubu was, there were constituency fundings. Before Tinubu was, there were senators from the First Republic, the Second Republic. Before Tinubu was, there were other presidents that took the seat. And now, when we go also to saying that, he holds, he holds some of the blame, if not all of the blame, and Mr. President has also come out to say that, please hold me responsible. But Nigerians and myself, we've said that it goes beyond telling me hold you responsible. Do the needful. Do the needful. Let us see that we can have accountability, transparency, and shared mutual understanding that would indeed allow for trust. And I hear, and I've heard from many of the resource persons who have passed through on here, this platform, say that, look, as much as you give the blame to Mr. President, you should as well look at your senators. Who are the lawmakers representing you? Maybe this time we need to change the narrative. Who are the lawmakers? Now, you heard the fact, and I cross-checked it, and yes, it is legit. There was a time when we saw on the front page of Nigerian newspapers how lawmakers are being called out for the 2 billion naira constituency monies that they are given, apart from their salaries, their allowances, and all of that. But that just became a headline, one of those headlines, one of such headlines, and it just passed through, and that's it. And they're still sitting there. And who are the lawmakers? Are they not still the same politicians? The same people who probably have cross-carpeted from one party to the other? Who are the senators? Who are these people? Are you even aware of how much monies that these guys are collecting now? I mean, if your senator representing your constituencies is holding a position, chief whip, senate president, stuff like that, majority leader, minority leader. Oh, we're talking 10 billion now. But if it's just a lawmaker, a senator having a constituency, that's 2 billion naira. Apart from salaries, apart from allowances. This is not, it has nothing to do with allowances and salaries. So have you now gone to your hometown to see whether or not it is developed? Maybe it's not the president. But you can correct me though. I may be wrong. Because the conversation today will be looking at remove Tinubu in 2027. Now this is not a broadcast also supporting Tinubu, but I just want us to be very, very objective when we are indeed, when the time comes for us to add our voice in the discourse. So you remove Mr. President 2027, is it a gain or a loss? Would it change the status quo? Because the topic of discourse today borders around 2027. As proposed by the African Democratic Congress, they are saying the removal of Mr. President will be the only way for us to get it rightly in Nigeria. The ADC is arguing that Tinubu's administration has failed to address Nigeria's governance crisis. They are citing issues such as insecurity, legislative manipulation, and lack of transparency. Now, if you recall that in May of 2025, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former governors Nasir El-Rufai, as well as Rotimi Amechi and all of that, amongst other, other names like that, they came together and they said, okay, we should form a coalition. And that will be to oust the All Progressives Congress from power in 2027. So they claim that Tinubu's policies have exacerbated Nigeria's challenges. While supporters are arguing that he's a master strategist and that he's rebuilding the economy that was once broken. Is that right? Is that wrong? If he is indeed rebuilding the economy, why are we still where we are? Why are we not able to increase our minimum wage? Why have we not even been able to pay the 70,000 naira minimum wage? Why are people still lurking in the streets under the bridges, living in shanties, and yet we have a renewed hope, masterpiece, buildings, which of course, when it became open for the general public, you and I cannot afford it. You cannot afford that renewed hope building. It still goes back to the high and mighty, it still goes back to the rich. So what is renewed about that hope? Nigeria has got a history of contentious elections and power struggles. I mean, in 2015, President Muhammadu Buhari, the late president then, defeated incumbent President Goodluck Jonathan. That marked a significant shift in power. Similarly though, in 2023, elections saw Tinubu emerge as president, sparking controversy and allegations of electoral malpractice. But the ADC, led by their spokesperson, though, Bolaji Abdullahi, he has stated that removing Tinubu from office is crucial to addressing Nigeria's governance crisis. So if we remove Tinubu, who is it that is going to be there that is different from Tinubu? Or better? Or if not worse? So Abdullahi is still going on to saying that the country has been hijacked and that some administration decisions reflect a mindset akin to banditry. Well, understandably so. If not, how do you explain 300 billion naira in the Katsina budget for terrorists? How do you explain that? And the government of Katsina will still come out and defend. Seems like Katsina is a state of defense. They keep defending. I think it's the same state that said, oh, we're releasing 17 bandits, or terrorists rather, beg your pardon, terrorists, so that we can have a trade by barter for those who they've held captive. What does it tell about the governance and the power of the government? Well, maybe not my words. Maybe I'm in the wrong. But the opposition coalition, which includes big names like Atiku Abubakar, Nasir El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, they're arguing that Tinubu's policies have worsened Nigeria's challenges. If Tinubu's policies indeed have worsened Nigeria's challenges, what is the panacea? Is the panacea about jostling for power, or what about the opposition of critical thinking? What about critiquing rather than criticizing What about saying this is the way you should go? Let's work collaboratively, Mr. President. And then you say that for a couple of times, and if the president is not taking it to heart, then you can come out and say, President, we've sent this appeal to you. We've told you that this is the way forward. We have given you an advice. We've given you strategies to overcome, but you still are not taking it. It means that you ought to leave so that with these strategies that will help Nigeria will come to bear. I don't think I've seen that. But our guest, who is in the person of Sir Benedict Olalekan Agunloye, he's an information professional. He will be adding his voice in this discourse. He will be telling us what he thinks. Is Mr. President really the problem of Nigeria? Is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the central idea of a problem that Nigeria has been facing? If removing him, come 2027, is the solution to our multifarious problems that we have faced over time and we're still facing, and some Nigerians believe that we will still face if the right thing is not done at the right time. Hello and good morning to you, Sir Benedict. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? All right, we'll just get back with him though and get to hear from him very quickly in that regard. Right, it still gets back to the conversation that is trending right now. Imagine a small business owner in Lagos who is struggling. I mean, when I say struggling, I'm saying struggling to make ends meet, right? And due to the economic challenges facing Nigeria, this business entrepreneur is struggling. They may feel that the government is not prioritizing their welfare and that removing Mr. President from office could bring about some positive change. But do you feel the same way? Is that really the picture that is painted right in front of us? My dear friend Triple D will say that is the picture paints. We're painting pictures left, right, and center. But then some critical questions come through. But before we delve into those critical questions, let's look at other countries though. Other countries that have one way or the other experienced similar power struggles. Because if you ask me, I tell you this is a power struggle, this is a governance crisis, that's what's going on now. And my dear friend and brother Samuel from Suleja will always say, it seems like what we are now talking about, nobody's talking governance anymore. Nobody's giving ideas and strategies as to how to get the people's lives better. What we are talking about is who is going to unseat Mr. President come 2027, and as well, Mr. President trying to get back on a second term. Seems like that's what's most important to us. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello. Okay, I'm still trying to understand what is going on. I cannot tell what is going on, but we will find other means to connect with our guest this morning. So countries like South Africa, Ghana, they have experienced similar power struggles, governance crisis. South Africa, the African National Congress, ANC, had faced allegations of corruption and mismanagement. Ghana, the opposition has been vocal about the government's handling of the economy, right? And but there are implications. If Mr. President is removed, will there be political instability? Then, if he is also removed, there will also be the issue of potential shift in governance, because of course the new government will come and say, okay, let's throw off everything that Mr. Tinubu had done. We want to set a new agenda. And that way, that has never been seen as a way for progressive-minded people. Because every time we keep talking about a government that should be in continuity, a continuum. Do we have such a government whereby we can boldly say that, okay, this government is coming in, but it will hold out and continue some of the remarkable policies from the past administration? And maybe if the policy was wrong, there's a way you can always find a way around it or go about it, jig it, rejig it again, touch it a few times more, and see how we can get by. But no, we don't have a continuum in government. It is always a new administration comes, a new maybe political party takes over, and next thing is, oh, we are setting new policies now. That policy was old. It was archaic. It didn't work. There is nothing about a government in power, or you cannot say that everything about a government in power was wrong. There must be something you could sieve out, take out, and say, this one is working. Let's see how we can rework, revamp, and make it better. But well, we get back with our guest again. Sir Benedict, good morning. Hello?
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Prog Show this morning, Sir Benedict.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, I see that time, it may be shortened, so I would like you to go straight and head on to the discourse. The ADC is already saying that remove Mr. President, remove Tinubu come 2027, that is their mission. That is the only way this country will stand on its feet, because that is as it stands. Political observers are saying that we are kneeling down and we're about to face the ground. But that if you remove Mr. President now, okay, it will be us rising to our feet. What do you think about this? And how do you think that this will impact the democracy, the political terrain in this country called Nigeria?
Well, I think that the 8 years of Buhari has said something to us if we care to listen very loud and clear. And that is that no single individual can fix the system. You are going to need a team. You are going to need some change of policies. You are going to need more than just one person campaigning and blabbing, because you are just one and there are maybe over 1,000 institutions here and there. Now, if you decide to say, let me monitor them one by one, the chances are that you will be able to get to report even from all of them in 1 year. So they have a right to what they speak or to what they are saying. The answer is yes. But are they hungry to fix the system? I think in my opinion the answer is no. They are hungry for power. And that's a different scenario entirely. So their hunger is for power. The hunger, in my opinion, is not to fix the nation. And so it's not to fix the nation, but rather to gain power. And so to that extent, removing the president should be their primary objective.
Right.
And not necessarily fixing the nation.
So do you really think that the president is the real issue for Nigeria's woes and calamity over time?
That's what I just said. Whether the past president or the current president alone can't be the way for the rules.
Okay.
We have multiple issues, and we should sit down to look at our issues and deal with them as sincerely as possible.
Let me come in now. Now, you said they're not hungry. They are not hungry. What exactly do you mean by they're not hungry?
The team in ADC, in my opinion, are not hungry for food. They are not hungry for performance. Rather, they are hungry for power.
Oh.
Hungry for power. That's what I think they are hungry for. And so if they are desperate for power when they have it, the chances are that they will end up, of course, not using it for the benefit of the people.
Yeah, but Sir Benedict, we have the likes of Atiku Abubakar. I mean, this is someone who had served as a vice president before now. We have seen his strides in being a part of the decision-making epoch, or heights in this country. We have the likes of Nasir El-Rufai. We have now even Peter Obi right there in the ADC, and some Rotimi Amechi too, but to mention a few. David Mark, I mean, these are big names when it comes to politics and the political scene in Nigeria. And somebody asked me and said, okay, if you remove Mr. President, can any of these guys fit into that role and deliver for Nigerians?
Well, like I said, I think that I don't see any of them as having a better option for us. We possibly need a better system that can allow more people to come in, that possibly will allow more people to participate. I think that if they are sincere that something is wrong with the system, then they should all know clearly that one of the things that is wrong with us is the presidential system. Atiku has been vice president. He's been contesting for president since I was in the university, possibly from somewhere about 1993. That's when you've been seeing Atiku's name as presidential candidate. So, by his experience in the contest, he's now 33. Is it 33? Yeah, it's about 33 years old now as a presidential aspirant, from SDP to PDP to ACN and Co. to date. Now, as vice president, what did Atiku and his gang did with Nitel? Because for me, what did he and his principal Obasanjo did with the power sector, where they both agreed that they put in 16 billion and we didn't get any result? Where they both agreed that they paid some contracts 100% upfront, and today we cannot see the direct benefit. We are still grappling with the light. So they've been in power, they've been around power, and we have not seen the difference. And that's what we need to begin to look at. You go to some of the states, including Anambra, what was the state of in what state did Peter Obi left the primary health care, for instance, in Anambra state? It's a question of what we need to look at here and there. Were there strikes for the medical when it was going? Were there not? It's not an issue of whether I steal money or I did not steal money. Buhari also did not steal money and nobody can challenge him. But that doesn't mean that it's the king of the best that has ever happened to Nigeria.
Okay, so it's not about one person. It's not about one man. It's not about one person. Okay, well, I'll put a peg to your thoughts now. We'll go on a timeout. We'll come back. And then when we do come back, there is something that I also wanted to bring up, and that is the issue of in terms of transparency. Is the $9 million payment to foreign lobbyists transparent and justified? Because it does seem as though we are mostly about our face value, the international image that we have, and neglecting the internal security and issues that are indeed mounting on a daily basis. But when we do come back, you get to add your voice in that one, right? Well, it's a timeout now. We'll come back in a short bit. Don't go away.
102.3 Abuja.
There's so much more to enjoy when you fly in Emirates Economy. More legroom, delicious regionally inspired meals, complimentary free-flowing drinks, and the latest movies, TV shows, music, and live sport. Some of the best entertainment in the skies. And our family services make your journey simple and fun. Plan your next trip and start the holiday early in Emirates Economy. Fly Emirates, fly better.
Power Homes and Shelters Limited, a real estate company. We be Baba for properties. Our properties not your best.
Please listen to this important infomercial. It's Paul's Time on Radio.
Abuja. Powell Homes and Shelters Limited has come with a vision of transforming housing through innovation, style and integrity. At Powell Homes and Shelters Limited, we deliver affordable luxury, comfort and reliability in real estate. We offer genuine lands, elegant homes, modern designs and flexible payment plans to make your dream home a reality. Visit us today and experience excellence you can trust. Our address is number 52, Suez Crescent, Abacha Estate, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja. You can call us on telephone number 081-510-20000 or 080-925-70000. The number to call us once again is 081-510-20000 or 080-926-70000. Now let's hear what your sister and veteran Nollywood actress Patience Ozoko, Mama G, has to say about this company.
My people, my name is Patience Ozoko, popularly known as Mama G. G for General. Do you want to buy genuine lands and other properties and need a brand you can trust? Think Powell Home and Shelters Limited. With a reputation built on honesty and reliability, we ensure your investment is secured. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing personalized service tailored to your needs. Join countless of satisfied customers who have found their dream properties with us. For inquiries, please call 0815 102 0000 or 0809 257 0000. We can get you property from any part of Nigeria. Think real estate, think Powell.
Thank you, Mama G, for that wonderful talk. Remember, our office is at number 52, Suez Crescent, Abacha Estate, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja. We also have branches in Enugu, Owerri, Awka, and Asaba, and Nairobi. Think real estate, think Powell.
Powell Homes and Shelters Limited, a real estate company. We be Baba for properties. Our properties not sure best. Invest your money, create a better future. A real estate company. We be Baba for properties. Real estate. Our properties not sure best.
Powell Homes and Shelters Limited, a real estate company. We be Baba for property. Our priority is to satisfy our client to the best.
Things they happen for our community, eh?
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family.
Hey, yeah, that woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Hey! Join Media Coalition and Awareness to hold trafficking, MICAT, on I Wish I Knew radio drama and program every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Join us to kick human trafficking out of our society. I Wish I Knew radio drama and program is brought to you by MICAT and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It is Eagles Outlook and we are looking into political matters as well as current affairs. My name is Uduak Daniel and we have our guest who is in the person of Sir Benedict Olalekon Agunloye. He is an information professional, a policy and public affairs analyst. And we're still looking at the matter that concerns the ADC calling out Mr. President now and saying that, look, all we want is him living office 2027. We want to wrestle the power, take it away from him, and that's the only way that Nigeria will be better. And there's also been some talks about who then are remaining, who then is the person you want to field as the person who becomes a messiah. Can we really have a messiah when even if you're the only person who seems to do the right thing, what about the people following you? How much have you put the searchlight on them to ensure that they are indeed working as supposed? Are there also people that you have indeed elected, appointed, put in certain places just because they have been somewhat very loyal to you, because we see that a lot in politics, whether in the past administration, whether in the previous administration, whether in this administration, there has been talks about, that they are only rewarding people for standing by them. These are the people that are holding positions. But it has also brought to the fore the need for persons who have credibility, persons who have history, persons who have antecedent, persons who can give us a precedent, somebody that can indeed stand in the gap and tell me that, look, this is something I've been doing in my own little way, and if you gave me an office for a larger space to attend to a mass of people, I will even do more than I've done before, right? What are people doing with the monies that have been given to them? Senators, your constituency monies, what are they doing with it? Is this also a Mr. President issue? Well, the guest has already made it clear. He said it's not a one-person show. It's not an individual show when it comes to leading a country or leading a nation. But then what do you think is the answer? Only, solely resting upon the fact that, hey, we need to remove Mr. President. He's the problem. The moment he's removed, everything will be fine. We'll be El Dorado. Number is 0907-353-0044. This is the number to stick to. Only this number, 0907-353-0044. And of course, the WhatsApp portal number 2 for your WhatsApp messages. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, you.
Good morning to you, my brother.
Yes.
Take me.
This is Hundu,
Yes.
from Nasarawa.
Awesome. Talk to me,
Yes,
Turkey.
I want to greet your guest, Mr. Benedict. He's one man that has passion, for this country.
Right.
He's one man that always says the truth the way it is. And my own take is that, just like he said, it's not a one-man stuff. It's not what one man can do. But however, there are some things I expect from Mr. President. And one of them is that after the removal of fuel subsidy, I did not expect the president to carry all the monies and share to the governors. For example, I expect the president to reserve some of those monies and inject into some key sectors like the manufacturing sector. Those who are into that sector. If Mr. President can reserve like 50 billion for the manufacturing sector, I call them, I give them loans, I give them waivers to impose something that they don't have. I bet you within 3 months you will see a lot of changes. Things will come down. But when you are just carrying all the monies and giving it to governors, monies are never enough for them. Even if you give each governor 1 trillion a month, money are never enough for the governors. So I'm afraid that the gains of this fuel subsidy removal will not be paid by the poor people because the governors are not doing what they should do. But everybody's attention is on the president. For example, the governors in the north can deal with the issue of those boys roaming the streets at Amajiri. But they are also waiting for the president. In the past government where Jonathan was trying to get the Aramajiris off the street, they say Jonathan was not good enough. So I'm expecting the governors in the north, for example, to deal with the issue of Aramajiris, take those boys off the street. Send them to school, give them free education, give them better life.
Right.
So the president is just one man, he cannot do everything. But I'm afraid that he is just giving all the money to the governors, and at the end of the day, the impact of the fuel subsidy will not be felt by the poor people because the poor people are suffering. Right. Lastly, see, the government under Tinubu again tried to kill the opposition. Mr. Makinde said that Wike has promised that he will kill the PDP. And make sure they don't have any candidate. You can go and ask Makinde. He's the one that said this, on live television. And we have seen that the PDP is now dead. There is no opposition. If not for the ADC that is coming up, Tinubu wouldn't have had any challenge. He would just walk back into the. Thank you very much.
All right, Turkenby right there highlighting quite a number of things. What do you think? Do you indeed see the support for what Turkenby says? I mean, quite a number of things he has enumerated right there. One of it is blaming Mr. President for having to get the subsidy monies to the governors. It says, look, the monies will never, ever be enough. Well, taking yet another call now. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Yudi.
Good morning to you, my brother.
I'm Olatunji calling from Cuba.
All right, Olatunji, welcome aboard. Talk to me, Olatunji. Is it Mr. President? Is he the problem? Removing him, will it make things better for Nigeria?
Okay, sir. This is just political and electioneering pattern.
Okay.
Like to this kind of a situation that if this president can go, another one coming up will be better. After the another one coming up, we still suggest that another one coming up because
Olatunji, can you hear me? Hello? Your line is breaking. The connection is breaking. Maybe you might want to move a bit. Kind of fair, yes.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is this. Unfortunately, that the pattern that we practice in terms of our political and electioneering brought the suggestion of government president can go and another coming will survive. But I think what really matters mostly is about Nigeria. We have been demoralized. That what any leader that where this man goes to, that is where we will. So this conversation is just so much like woven into this problem and this pattern of what is Nigeria. So I have to say, if another president is not just the issue. Because look at that, we are talking about the data. Things will change this week. And
Olatunji. Oh gosh. Okay. Olatunji, I will have to let you go now because I can barely really hear what you are saying. But then you're saying that this is a pattern. I mean, it's always the same thing, recycling here and there. Oh, this president comes and say, oh, the problem is this, the problem is this. We believe and hope that the next one, if you remove this one, the next one would be better. And the next one comes again. We're still having issues with that one. We believe and hope that the incoming one will be better. I mean, we keep recycling and going that way. And we are not really having a good standpoint, in terms of leadership, in terms of the people themselves. Do we really know what we want? I think that's basically what you're saying. Do we really know what we want? Until we know what we want, then and only then can we indeed get through. But let's go see this one here now. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you, my brother.
Felix Lambert.
Felix, welcome aboard. Talk to me, Felix.
I greet our guests for being fair and honest and sincere.
Yeah.
Our problem is one individual's problem.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it was with the problem was with Obasanjo. Initially, it was democracy. We thought the problem in this country, and the military are removed, and then the government is out. Problem will be over. So this that with the coming of the civilian government, some was that military. Not an individual. It's a system need to be overhauled. The systems in this country promotes corruption, promotes nepotism, promotes tribalism, promotes kind of system that work against progress, that work against the institution we are with 40 until we sit down and look at the system and dread the system that promotes culture and bring about punitive measures that have as a difference for people who want new advance. The point that Nigerians are greedy. So again, using the proper so industry, but factories, he give it to the individuals. Not fully aware that this individual would still lose the money. When they loot, give him unwavering and unchallenged loyalty, and would be the because of the keep on pushing money to individuals, and they keep mismanaging this money at the expense of the poor masses. This are so can do gods kind of money that is to them, but this money not that invested into.
All right. Yeah, Felix.
Is the system. Thank you.
Okay, the system is the issue. It says you keep giving money to individuals. I think you're going with what Turkenby had said earlier. When you keep giving money to individuals, you have indeed destroyed the system. So the system needs to be overhauled in itself, and that's just the only way. We're still looking at the matter that concerns the the African Democratic Congress saying that, look, remove Tinubu. That is the only way we can reclaim Nigeria. 2027, as far as you remove Tinubu, Nigeria will be reclaimed. I mean, they were speaking on Friday on national television. Bolaji Abdullahi, ADC spokesperson, said there is no way Nigeria can be reclaimed while Tinubu remains in office, he says. We'll take this one now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mr. Yidi.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, it's Abubakar from Lagos.
Awesome, Abubakar. Talk to me, Abubakar. What do you think?
You know what happened when Jonathan was in government, when Jonathan was in president? Atiku and the rest Karaki, the strong coalition, APC to remove Jonathan in the office. When Atiku see that he was not given opportunity to participate in what the interest he has of personal interest on himself, he has to quit on the party. Those people, they don't have anything to offer this country. Let's see, they don't have anything to offer this country. We should not give Mr. President the benefit of doubt to continue his government. But you see this coalition, I bet, I swear to God, they don't have anything to offer this country.
Okay.
That is my case.
Thank you, Abubakar. Abubakar said, leave that coalition. Forget what the ADC is saying. For now, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Okay, I don't know. But anyways, I'll get back with our guest in a short bit though. But let's go see a message that I find via the WhatsApp portal this morning. I see this one here is coming from Joseph from Jahi. He says, good morning, UD. Good morning to you. Nigerian politicians are full of hallucination. How many Tinubu do we have? The answer is one. The same political statement was also imposed on Jonathan when he was removed. What was the result? For example, Tinubu is not AI. Tinubu will not go and collect all the work and be doing. Division of labor makes work easier. UD, what we see in Nigeria is wickedness and incompetency. UD, if a spare part is always needed before machine function, for me, that is clear sign of trial and error. All right, Joseph says it's a matter of trial and error. How can you say that one person is the only person that will make things right? It's not just about one person. It's about a collective work, division of labor, he says right there, Joseph, all the way from Jai. What is your thoughts? What do you think about this? Do you also align with what the ADC is saying? Because the ADC is saying that, look, it's about reclaiming Nigeria. The Nigeria cannot be reclaimed as long as Mr. President is still in power and remains in power come 2027. I mean, they go on to saying that, of course, we want to get Tinubu out of power because it is the only thing. It is only by getting him out of power that we can take our country back. There is no scenario where he remains in power and we are able to get the country back. It is more or less hijack. That there's been hijacked. And he also goes on to saying that some of the behavior of the people in government, when you look at them critically, and when people say you can smash and grab power and run with it, that's the language of banditry. Okay, so that's what the ADC is saying. When you hear you can smash and grab power and run with it, that's a language of terrorism or terrorists. That's what the ADC spokesperson said. In fact, he alleged that the government indulged in forgery of laws passed by the National Assembly, describing such acts unprecedented in Nigeria's history. What is the first? I said this is the first time National Assembly will make a law and then some people in government will sit and forge it. In fact, he also faulted the reported payment of $9 million to lobbyists to portray Nigeria positively to the US government. He argues that the money would be better spent on internal security rather than all this lobbying, that we are always about face value. We want to make ourselves look beautiful before the international community, but then coming back home, there is internal crisis that we are trying to cover up. Well, we'll get back to you, Sir Benedict. What are your take? What are your thoughts, rather? I mean, the family members have spoken.
When it comes to the issue of getting a lobbyist, the truth is that in the US system, lobbying it's normal.
Okay.
Just like tips are normal. So basically, from tips to lobbying, I think maybe when we look at it from some moral ground, we may think they are not so correct. But in the US, they are official thing that needs to be done. Now, as to the appropriateness of the price or how the person paid was higher, that we need to maybe be well defined or to be more answered.
Right.
But to the extent of going to hire a lobbyist to relate to the US government, I think it's not a crime. But if the process of hiring did not follow due process, then there is an issue.
Okay.
And then how did they arrive at the price? We were not there until they come transparent on that. We cannot be too sure. Then, of course, as to the National Assembly, they have given us a clean copy of the bill, and I think we are okay with that. But like some of us said, and how we insist, they must go ahead and look for the people who did the operation and punish them accordingly.
Well, let's go with this one now. This particular message here is coming from Henry Oga. It says, Henry Oga from Suleja is saying, good morning, you, Mr. Yudi, good morning. It said, the problem of Nigeria is not about one individual, but the weaknesses of our institutions. That's what Henry Oga is saying. And then Turkenby, adding his voice in the discourse again, says, I disagree with anyone who says ADC has nothing to offer. Even a madman has something to offer. Ask Peter Obi, who once received an advice from a madman. Right. And we still see calls coming through right now, but I'm not so sure I can take that call. But I mean, for you, I mean, Sir Benedict, you are an information professional. In all of these Ulabalu, in all of these conversations that's going on, what exactly, would be your final position on it?
Well, my final position would be that INEC should go ahead and give us a free, fair, and transparent election.
Okay.
If we have that, whoever emerge will be the one that is the wish of the people. And so whatever they do thereafter, the people can sit down with them and say that there's the truth. And thereafter, whatever falls up, we can deal with it. Right. But I know that Nigeria is greater than one individual, and the way forward is about transparency, it's about honesty, it's about sincerity of purpose, and not the way of the party or one individual.
Well, Henry Auger had said that it's not even about an individual, that is about the weakness, the weakening of our institutions. You agree with that?
That's what we are saying.
Right.
It's not about individuals. It is about how we organize. It is about honesty. It is about sincerity of purpose, institution-wide, so and organization-wide.
Okay.
That's where we should be.
So you're faulting.
And we hope that in the days coming, everybody will begin to add value at their respective levels.
So you're faulting the ADC for the statements made about Mr. President? Are you faulting outrightly?
They are an opposition party, so we do not expect them to clap for the president.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
So they are right to make their statement, but that doesn't mean that the statement is right. Line and sinker.
Okay. All right, appreciate your time with us. Appreciate your thoughts. Appreciate it. Even on short notice, thank you for coming through, Sir Benedict Olaleko Agunloye. You are an information professional, policy and public affairs analyst. And tomorrow, we'll be having another conversation with you, God willing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate. Right now, this is where we call it a close. But I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of us. Finally, I think we finally know where the problem is with Nigeria. Is it Mr. President? Exactly. I mean, I will say it again. The armed forces in this time and age, they are working. They're neutralizing in numbers. I wonder why that's not making it rounds on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. They are doing great, and we appreciate them. And then again, food for thought. You might want to consider your senators' constituency project monies, all those monies. Before it used to be 200 million naira, I beg your pardon, 200 million. Now it's 2 billion, depending on their ranking in the House. 2 billion, some 1 billion, some, That's what I'm saying. And then if that senator of yours is now holding an office again, chief whip, is this, is senate president, is, majority leader, minority leader, all of those. The monies that could get to them ranges from between